I'm in 5th grade and I'm at my first sleepover party. My first sleepover party and my last sleepover party. I'm sitting in a circle of 8 girls. They're not really my friends. I have no idea why they invited me, and I'm not too happy to be there. But with the encouragement or my parents forcing me to go, I went. So as we're eating pizza and sitting in the circle, one girl decides it would be an awesome idea to play Truth or Dare. It's an awesome idea to play Truth or Dare if you can just watch it and not play it. I really wanted to watch and not play. I guess that was not an option. After a few rounds, one girl says, "Sophie, truth or dare?" And I say, "Truth," as all the color flushes out of my face. They say, "Sophie, what is your biggest fear?" I decide to tell the truth, and I say my biggest fear is glitter. And they say, "Glitter? Your biggest fear is glitter?" I say, "Yeah, it's the sparkly stuff that the horrible people put on the Hallmark cards." I take a breath. They're all laughing at me. I go to the bathroom, put on my pajamas, return to the bright pink and purple room that I would never have never decorate my room like that. And we go to sleep, and all is fine. My first sleepover didn't go that badly. Until I wake up. I wake up the next morning, and everyone is surrounding me laughing, and I have no idea what's going on. I thought maybe they drew a mustache on my face. That wouldn't be so bad. I go into the bathroom, my heart starts pounding, and I look in the mirror, and I see that there are green specks everywhere in my hair. I realized that they had dumped an entire bucket of glitter in my hair as I was sleeping. And I'm crying at this point. I'm hysterical. My heart is pounding, I can't feel my legs, and I'm scratching at my head, trying to pick each piece of glitter out of my hair. At this point, I'm bleeding because I'm scratching my head so hard. I call my dad, I make him pick me up, and that was the last sleepover party I went to. But it didn't end there. I went to school the next morning, and everyone in the grade knew that I had a fear of glitter. They also knew that I had a fear of red markers. I don't know how they found out, but they knew. I walk into my Spanish class that day. We're learning about verbs or something like that. And my teacher is writing on the board. A hand goes up. "Senora, can you use a red marker on the board, please?" The entire class turns and looks at me. I run to the bathroom crying. I come back and there's glitter on my desk. For 2 years, I dealt with this type of bullying. I talked to my teachers, I talked to the principal, and nothing changed. One day, I decided that I had had enough, that I was going through this and that I didn't need to anymore, so I told my therapist. I said, "What's the best way to let them stop, to make them stop?" She said, "You gotta educate them." Side note, I was diagnosed with OCD that year. I had no idea in 5th grade what OCD was. I had no idea that my fear of glitter was this irrational fear that was due to this disorder. I also didn't know what a panic attack was. 5th grade, that sleepover party was my first panic attack. So when I was finally diagnosed, I said, you know what, I have to tell my class about what OCD is and what it's like to live with a mental illness. So I decide that I'm going to make a presentation to my 7th grade class. I walk into the room, I have my flashcards, I have my PowerPoint, and I walk in, it's freezing in there, just like here, and the entire class is standing in front of me. And I instantly regret that decision. I kind of wish the floor would just swallow me whole and just let me leave. But as soon as I walk in, the teacher says, "Sophie, you ready to present?" I said, I guess so. Why not? Everyone's already here. So I walk up, take a breath. I say, "Does anyone know what OCD is?" All the hands go up. "Ben, what do you think OCD is?" "You know, it's Sheldon Cooper from The Big Bang Theory. He likes everything clean and things like that." I said, "All right, that's a decent answer." Didn't want to embarrass him. I said, "Joey, what do you think OCD is?" He said, "It's just when you clean a lot or organize or, things like that." I said, "That's really interesting that you say that. I want to tell you guys about my experience with OCD." So what I say is, the thing that you guys forget about OCD is the O part of OCD, is the obsession part. You guys see the compulsion. You guys see the cleaning. You guys see the organizing. You guys see me running away from red markers or from glitter. What you don't see are the thoughts in my head, the obsessions that are going on. Once I explained that to them, it all became clear. I spent 20 minutes educating my class on what OCD was and my experience with it. After my presentation, I walked out of my classroom, and everyone came up to me after, and they're like, "You are so brave, you are so inspiring," things like that. One girl comes up to me. She says, "Sophie, I am so sorry I put the glitter in your hair 2 years ago." What I wanted to say is, "You are a bitch, get out of my face." What I actually said is, "Thank you, I accept your apology." Now, are we friends? No. Are we friendly? I guess so. But what I want to tell you guys today is that if I had not opened up, is that if I had not had the courage to share my story, none of that would have changed. I would still be bullied right now. And that day, the day I gave the presentation, I went home and I wrote the first chapter of my book. And I continued writing. And last year, or this year, I published my first book called Don't Tell Me to Relax. And it's my experience with anxiety and my advice to teens, parents, and educators who have to deal with anxiety as well. So I challenge you all to open up about topics that are hard to talk about. No one wants to talk about it. It's easier to ignore it, but the easy way is not the right way. Let me just tell you one more quick story. Last year, after I was diagnosed with panic disorder and generalized anxiety disorder, I went into school every day and I had a panic attack. Now, if any of you have had a panic attack, it feels like you're dying. So I thought every day I was going to die. I thought every day that I was going to have to leave school, and I did leave school every day for a month. I did not go to school for a month. I could not take tests. I could not see my friends. I thought I was not going to graduate. I thought that I was not going to go to college. I thought that I would have to be institutionalized. My whole family was terrified. I was terrified. 2 weeks ago, I get a call from the principal. "Sophie, can you come down to my office?" I say, "Okay, what did I do this time? Run in the halls or something?" And I go down to his office. He said, "You know, you're the valedictorian." I said, "What?" He said, "Yeah, you're the valedictorian. You have the highest grades of anyone." And I burst into tears. I was happy, obviously, but it was a relief. It was a mental health victory that day. And I want to tell you guys that I am a survivor, I'm an advocate, and I'm a fighter. And if you choose to be, you can too. Thank you.